This foggy morning, it's beautiful. It's kind of morning inspired to write and read and drink coffee. You know, one of the things when I write, when I think about is the deep problem of how to implement your dreams, how to bring your ideas into the world around you. I consider this one of the big questions in life. And when I was a kid, I thought I would grow up to be a writer. But then as I got older, when I graduated high school, I didn't enroll in a writing school or a curriculum or anything. I went off to Alaska and began working in the Alaskan fishing industry and just having a great adventure, working on boats. So then after that, I came back into the high country, back to Boone, and was considering what I might do with my life, and thought about my childhood dream of becoming a writer. And so I was walking across the park. The sun was shining through the trees in this dappled, beautiful way, and it was inspiring, maybe even in a different way, but kind of like the way this morning the fog has kind of inspired me to speak. So, and I thought that, do I want to become a writer? Do I want to try to capture these moments of beauty? I came immediately to the sense of my own inadequacy. And it was kind of this sense of not having the stories to tell, a lack of experience, a lack of wisdom. I just didn't feel that I had much to contribute. But in that inadequacy, I also had this sense of invitation to adventure and to go and discover my story, to go and find meaning, to sort of write, so to speak, with my life into the adventures. And so all kinds of circuitous adventures followed. Years later, one of which was entrepreneurship and starting my own companies and trying to create value in the world. And as I would write business plans, as I became a businessman, I thought of them as stories. So I would take walks and consider the way that a business plan might be a story. So I always had that intersection of writing, but in a really bringing things to life kind of way. And so, but the thought of putting something out there, of putting your words out there, of articulating your ideas is like this in its own way is scary. And I think that the courage to speak, there's this poem by T.S. Eliot. It says, between the conception and the creation, between the emotion and the response, lies the shadow. And that quote, and another quote from the Shadowlands, where Anthony Hopkins is playing C.S. Lewis, he says, one must say things, and then the moment passes, and you're alone again. And those two ideas have always stayed with me since I was really young. And then as I think about your work, being in business, it's as if there is this massive challenging question around what we will say and do, and really bringing that forth into our community. How do we do it? What's the skills that we need? And that's what I'm setting out on. That I think what sorry, some stuttering there. The challenge is one that I want to face head on this channel. So I'm gonna begin to kind of write or speak content approaching the concepts and the stories of the wisdom to accomplish your dreams, to conquer your mountain. And so I think I'm going to start with my testimony. So I'll put a post up at some point here soon where I start kind of telling a story, because there may be a lot of shadows and challenges and unknowns as we implement our ideas. but every good and perfect gift comes down from above, from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or change or shadow due to change. And that's the brother of Jesus, James, that says that. So there's a word of faith. There's a purpose, which is clear light in the midst of a shifting sands of this world and of opportunity. And I think there is when I look at a lot of the content that's around success mindset and accomplishing your purpose, so much of it is really temporal, or it's only eternal. But I think that there's a work that we can do, or investments that we can make, which accomplish something in the earth, in our life, which leave a legacy for our children, and which have eternal value. I think that would be a really worthwhile thing to be about with your work. And so that's when I speak about exploring this idea of success or accomplishing your dreams, of purpose, I'm really thinking about it in terms of also the eternal impact that it can have, and the sense of enduring value, and how do we grow in those things. So that space is something that I'm going to dedicate my mind and I've really developed a philosophy of success, and it grows out of hearing from God. It grows out of things that are truly valuable. And so for that reason, I want to share my testimony, and that'll be a foundation for building your faith, for building my faith, and then the words, and then when the ideas of how to do something, they need to be faith-based, and believing is an important element to producing things of value. So that's the journey that I'm on. That's what this channel is going to be about, and I'm excited to share here. Thanks for taking time on it. If you choose to subscribe, follow, I don't know how consistent I'll be. God helping me, it'll be consistent, but my goal will be that there will be a resource of wisdom and encouragement on this page for your journey, and and also fulfillment of writing in my life.